Hustle culture, startup culture, these are so much on the lips and minds and actions of so many people. But this is not the only way to build a brilliant, successful life. And this is something that we need to understand deeply. It's a myth if this is being propagated to you. There are a lot of people who so-called influencers, so-called affiliate marketers, so-called media gurus who are encouraging you to be a part of all this hustle culture, startup culture, start these side hustles and digital coaching and things like that. Remember, there is either a place in life where they are already at, from where they can say anything that they can say, or they are at a place where they are selling or propagating a certain thing which is benefiting them deeply. In fact, some time back I was reading about this particular digital influencer who encourages people to start doing things, start coaching, etc. And then when you join that person and try to learn from him what you try to do, there is a bunch of affiliate marketing links that he will send you, and when you buy those products and start your work, he's ultimately gaining. And most of the people who do this, they don't succeed. And there are so many others. There are people, celebrities, who will come and they'll tell you, start a side gig, follow your passion. Much of this is creating burnouts. In fact, there are people who are today talking about 70-hour work weeks, 80-hour work weeks, and none of that meets the truth of what the body, the mind, and our lives can handle. There are 80 to 90% people who today are feeling a lot of burnout. Some time back, and this was around COVID, we saw the great resignation set in, and it's coming back again because people are not able to handle a lot of the toxic culture, extended hours, staying away from the family, all these things. So if you are carrying this myth that being a part of the hustle culture, being a part of the startup culture is the only way you can build your life, no, it isn't. Ask yourselves this question. Would a farmer be able to do something like that startup culture? What if all your construction workers were trying to do the hustle culture? They wouldn't be able to survive. There are so many people out there who are going slow and steady and getting things done. Now, if you absolutely must do it for a certain number of years in your life, which is fine, it's a choice. But what do you need to understand? You need to first understand three important things. The first thing, the context of your life. If the context of your life allows you to spend extended hours, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 hours, fine, do it. There are a lot of bachelors who would do it. But what if you have, a family? What if you have children and you also need to, participate in their education? And this is where data tells us there is a good 70-75% parents today, either one of the parent working or both of the parents working, they at some point in time have realized the challenges of giving into that corporate rat race or the startup race or running around trying to do a side hustle other than their regular job, etc. And what's happened is their children have either suffered academically or socially, or there are physical or mental health issues that their children have developed. And this is true. Go look out there, talk in your own communities, you will find this evidence, right? So, context, very important. If you have old parents, if you have a family, if you have a community that you're a part of, if you have friends, if you have a network that you have built, please take care of that. Because after that spirit of hustle culture or after that spirit of startup is over, or at one point in time when you need people, if you've already done the damage to your life, some of this will not stay with you. The rising cases of divorces, issues of bereavement and separation from parents and larger family, people being lonely as it is being reported today, these are on the rise. Don't do negative things to your own life. Embrace your context. And like I said, if you really want to be a part of that and your context allows you to be a part of the hustle culture, of the startup culture, do it. Otherwise, there are many ways of building a good, successful life in a slow and steady fashion. The second thing that you need to understand is science will always prevail. What takes time will take time. Many of us have read that meme that you cannot have 9 women deliver a baby in 1 month. It takes one mother to nourish the child for 9 months in her womb for the child to be fully born. Just like that. Projects, setting up organizations, doing new things, learning a new skill, becoming truly an influencer or a teacher or a coach. Many of these things take time. Some of them have 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, 6-year, 10-year, 20-year runways for you to do. So remember, don't do anything that is not scientific. And if you're going to make unscientific choices about time, unscientific choices about quality, unscientific choices about quantity, these are going to come back and bite you at some point in time. So yet again, be very careful. What is the science in what you're trying to do? In today's times, many of us don't want to focus on science. In my line of work, there are so many people who keep saying, oh, don't tell me theory, don't tell me. And this is a bunch of people who don't understand that when you went to school, when you went to college, you studied a lot of theory. And that's where some of your basic knowledge came from. So understand various theories around basic fundamental science of physics, maths, chemistry, understand economics, understand psychology, understand sociology. There's so many other fields, like including philosophy, etc., that you need to understand, political science that you need to understand to be successful in your life and apply it correctly. So understand science, work with science, and whatever success that you're seeking in your career, for that, ensure that you are giving the right kind of time, right kind of effort to draw the right kind of quality, and focusing at quantity at the right time based on your capability and capacity. That will again help you. The third thing that you need to understand is about your own body and its capabilities. The human mind can learn endlessly. However, the mind, the brain needs rest. The body needs rest. Emotions need recharging. You need motivation to do well. You need time and space to think. Ask your own self, do you have enough time to sit down and think for yourself? Think what the next week needs to look like, the next month, and the next 5 years need to look like. Many people today report that they barely have any thinking time. You ask them when was the last time they read a book deeply and thought about it, they'll tell you about 5 excerpts that they've read, articles that they have read. Where is the quality time that we are spending with our own self? Nourishing ourselves with a gym or a swim or a run or a cycling round, or going out for a trek, or doing something that is physically really rejuvenating, and doing that consistently over a period of time. Where is the time that we are spending to learn deeply new subjects, read a good book, several of them, understand, writing a few pages every day? Where is that time that we are spending for ourselves? Where is the time that we are spending on understanding our emotions and developing our own character, or as in our Bharatiya Samskriti we say, Charitra Nirman? Where is your understanding of your spirituality, practices around yoga, and so many other things that you can do to build yourself deep from within? So that third part, if you're going to ignore that, remember, no matter how much money and success you gain, if you're going to spend that money and success to regain your health, that health will not get regained by medicines and operations and procedures and therapies and spas and retreats. No, it cannot. If you've done that damage, if you've developed a type 2 diabetes, if you have developed other lifestyle issues, cervical spondylitis, it is very difficult to turn back from some of these things. So again, be careful. So for that myth busting that I spoke about, please remember, embrace your context. If your context allows you, do it. If your context doesn't allow you, there are so many other paths to success. The second thing, science always prevails. And the third important thing, your body, mind is all that you have. You need to learn to take care of it. Now, having said this, building success is important in life. Achieving things is important in life. It keeps us alert. It keeps us engaged. And how do you do that? And this is where building your capability and capacity comes in. In fact, in our Shastras, it said you need to really build a deep vidya about things. And vidya is about doing adhyayan. And adhyayan can be done with gurus about various deep subjects, about scriptures, about the real core science, like I pointed out. So do that adhyayan, do the manan, which is reflecting on that knowledge and how can it be applied. Chintan, about how does it change your own life, your work, your society. And then do abhyas, which is a lot of practice. And then come back and keep repeating this. The West sort of calls this continuous learning approach. So do that continuous learning. It's very important. Build capability and capacity. As you keep on building capability and capacity, things will start clarifying for you. Lot of good effort follows good understanding and good knowledge, and good success follows a lot of good understanding, knowledge, and good effort. So do that sequence, build the vidya, build the practices, and then you will see success coming your way. Whether you be successful with a job or a business, everybody has a different trajectory. Someone will be successful at 20, someone at 25, someone at 40, someone at 60. There are many stories of big brands here in India of people in their late 50s and 60s who have started organizations which are today doing brilliantly well. They are in 4 to 5 digit crore sum revenue organizations. Think about this. You will get what you need to get at the right time in your life. But the one thing that you need to do is prepare for it. And which sort of brings me to the last point that we need to remember. Spiritually, what we can tackle is our potential. Like I said, building the vidya, building the capability, doing the practices, right? So the adhyayan, manan, chintan, abhyas, and keep on repeating that. Build your capability, or as my Jyotish Guruji says so beautifully, build your potential. Your possibilities are not in your hand. Your possibilities is a conjuncture of so many things. The economy being right, you being at the right time, at the right place, you being connected to the right people, and people favoring you, situation favoring you, you being ready for it. And others call it luck, some call it grace, some call it, the dashas in the period in your your kundali, many factors. So life is an interplay between potential and possibilities. You need to ensure that you work hard on your potential. When your possibilities come, do your level best, and that's where success will come in. So essentially, it's only our vidya, our potential, that is in our hand. Possibilities will come to us when they need to come out to us, for which ensure that you are grounded in spiritual practices, ensure you pray, ensure you meditate, ensure you be ready for those situations in life. So don't give in to the hustle culture, startup culture, unless you're really ready and the wherewithal of your life allows. There are many ways to build success in life.